Okay, let's get into your reading, Leo. Okay, this person is ready to communicate finally after everything. But that is only the first part of what the cards are showing today. Because the reason they are ready is that guilt has got them. Real guilt. The kind that sits on a person's chest at night and does not let them sleep. And there is a third part to this reading. Someone else is involved in this story. Someone who played a role in the distance between you, and that someone is about to pay. The cards are going to show us all three pieces today. The communication coming, the guilt driving it, and the karma already in motion. Drop a comment right now and say karma is working for me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Okay, let's go all the way in. And before we touch the cards, I want to say something. Some of you have carried this situation with so much quiet grace. You were hurt and you did not retaliate. You were provoked and you stayed composed. You were misrepresented and you did not campaign to correct the record. You simply carried it quietly, with more dignity than the situation deserved. And a part of you has wondered whether carrying it quietly meant nobody would ever answer for it. This reading is the answer to that wondering. Everything gets answered for. Everything. The universe missed nothing. It recorded every moment you thought went unseen. And today, the cards show us exactly how the answering happens. Okay, one oracle card for the energy. Their silence broke from the inside. The guilt did what your absence alone could not. And your guides led with this because it explains the timing of everything. You may have believed that your absence would be the thing that reached them, that missing you would bring them back. And missing you is real. It is absolutely part of this. But the thing that actually broke their silence open was not longing. It was conscience. Somewhere in the quiet, away from distractions, away from the noise they buried themselves in, the truth of how things went down caught up with them. The way you were treated, the way they allowed things to happen, the part they played and the part they permitted someone else to play. Guilt is a patient force. It waits until a person finally sits still. And this person has finally sat still. And now the only way to breathe again is to come to you and make it right. And I want to add one more layer to this before we open the spread. Guilt of this depth only grows in one kind of soil: genuine care. People do not lose sleep over those who mean nothing to them. The size of their guilt is a direct measure of the size of what you mean. So as strange as it sounds, the sleepless nights they are having right now are a confession all by themselves. The Eight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Seven of Swords, Justice, the Tower, the Three of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Judgment card, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Star, the Sun, the World, 16 cards. And this spread reads like a complete story with 3 acts. The communication, the guilt, and the payment. The Eight of Wands first. And this is the communication itself, already in flight. The Eight of Wands is messages moving, words rushing toward their destination. This card opening the spread tells us the reaching out is not a distant maybe. It is already loaded, already moving. The message exists in them fully formed. All that remains is the sending. And your guides are showing me drafts. Literal drafts, messages typed out and deleted, typed again, longer this time, saved somewhere, reread. The communication has been rehearsed so many times that when it finally sends, it will carry the weight of every draft before it. You will be able to feel the rehearsal in it, the care, the fear of getting one more thing wrong with you and the Ace of Swords. And this is what the communication will be like when it arrives. The Ace of Swords is truth cutting through, clarity with no decoration on it. This is not going to be a vague little message testing the water. When this person finally communicates, they are going to say real things, direct things, things you have waited a long time to hear said plainly. The sword cuts away the games. What reaches you will be the truth. And some of that truth will include things you did not know, context that was hidden from you, pieces of the story that finally make the whole picture make sense. Prepare for the strange relief of confusion finally resolving into clarity. Some pieces will make you say that explains everything. Entire months of this situation will suddenly make sense. Every strange silence, every unexplained shift, and the Five of Cups. And this is their guilt in card form. The Five of Cups is a figure in a dark cloak staring at spilled cups on the ground. Regret. Mourning what was wasted. This person stands in that exact posture right now, staring at what they spilled. The trust, the closeness, the version of things that existed before everything went wrong. And here is the detail that matters. In the Five of Cups, 2 cups remain standing behind the figure. Something survived, something can still be lifted, and they have finally turned their head far enough to see it. That turn of the head is everything. Regret that only stares at the spill goes nowhere. Regret that turns toward what remains becomes repair. And this person has crossed from the first kind into the second. Repair-minded regret behaves differently. It stops explaining itself and starts moving. And the Seven of Swords. And this is the third person entering the story. The Seven of Swords is deception. Someone sneaking away with what is not theirs. Someone who operated behind the scenes. Your guides are showing me a person who fed the distance between you, who twisted words, who carried stories back and forth with edits of their own, who worked quietly and deliberately to keep you and this person apart because the separation served them. This card confirms what some of you have sensed in your gut for a long time. The distance was helped. It was assisted. It did not grow that large on its own. And your guides want you to release any blame you placed on yourself for the distance. You kept asking what you did wrong. You inventoried your own words looking for the crime. The Seven of Swords answers the question you kept asking yourself. The sabotage was never yours. It had another author. Put down the self-blame. It was never your debt to carry. And justice. And this is the card the whole title rests on. Justice does not appear in a spread as decoration. When justice lands this centrally, it means the scales in this situation are actively being balanced. Every hidden move gets weighed. Every lie gets weighed. Every moment you were mistreated while staying decent gets weighed on the other side. And the scale has already tipped. Justice in this spread is not a promise for someday. It is a report of something already underway. And justice moves in a particular order. First, the truth surfaces. Then the audience changes sides. Then the consequences arrive. This situation is currently between the first step and the second. The truth has surfaced. The audience is turning. And the consequences are already boarding. And the tower. And this is what the payment looks like. The tower is the structure built on lies coming down. And I want to be precise about where this card points. This is not your tower. Nothing of yours is falling. This tower belongs to the person who deceived, the version of events they constructed, the image they maintained, the influence they held over this connection. All of it is built on a foundation of things that are not true. And structures built on things that are not true have one destiny. The tower is that destiny. And tower moments have a signature. They happen fast, and they happen publicly. The fall of this person's false narrative will not be a slow private fade. It will be visible. The people who believed their version will watch the version collapse. And the Three of Swords. And this is the heartbreak in the story honored properly, because your guides do not want to rush past what this cost you. You were genuinely hurt in this situation. The Three of Swords sitting in this spread is the cards acknowledging it plainly. The pain was real, it counted, and it is part of what the scales are balancing for. Your guides also want you to know that healing from this pain does not require pretending it was smaller than it was. Name it honestly, even if only to yourself. Honest wounds heal clean. Minimized ones heal crooked. You are allowed to say it hurt, and that it is healing in the same breath. And the Knight of Cups. And this is how they arrive. The Knight of Cups moves slowly and deliberately, carrying his cup with both intentions visible. When the communication comes, it comes as an offering, gentle in tone, emotionally open in a way this person has rarely allowed themselves to be. The Knight of Cups is the messenger of the heart, and he is already on the road. And the Knight of Cups never arrives empty-handed. Alongside the apology, your guides are showing me an offering of some kind, a gesture, an attempt to give something back. Receive it as evidence of effort and weigh it alongside everything else. Gestures are the beginning of repayment, not the whole of it. And the Two of Cups. And this is what becomes possible after the truth lands. Mutual connection, two people meeting again as equals, with the interference finally cleared out from between them. The Two of Cups after the Seven of Swords tells a precise story. What was sabotaged gets a clean table, and a clean table changes everything. Some of you never actually experienced this connection without interference. There was a third presence in it almost from the beginning, invisible but active. You are about to experience for the first time what this connection is like with only two people in it and judgment. And this card carries double weight in this spread. For them, it is the awakening, the moment of hearing their own conscience at full volume and rising to answer it. For the other person, the one who deceived, judgment is exactly what it sounds like. The reckoning, the moment the hidden record gets read out loud. And there is a strange mercy in judgment even for the guilty. Being seen truly even in wrongdoing is the beginning of whatever redemption is available to them. That part is not your concern. Your concern is simply that the record gets read, and it does. Every page, and the Six of Cups. And this is what has been pulling at them underneath the guilt. Memories. The Six of Cups is the sweetness of what you two actually had before the interference. Moments they keep returning to. The ease that existed. The way things felt before someone else got their hands on it. The laughter that came easily, the trust that had not yet been poisoned. Guilt opened the door, but these memories are what keep pushing them through it. And the Queen of Swords. And this is you in this chapter. The Queen of Swords is clarity embodied, a person who has seen the whole board and cannot be lied to anymore. You receive the coming communication from this seat, warm but clear-eyed, open but never again naive about who did what. And the Queen of Swords is not bitter. This matters. Her clarity has no venom in it. She simply sees. And seeing, without needing to hate what she sees, is the most powerful seat in the deck. You have earned that seat. This chapter was the price of it, and the Ten of Swords. And this is the final defeat of the interference. The Ten of Swords is an ending with absolutely no sequel. Whatever influence that third person held over this situation, it does not partially end. It does not shrink. It finishes completely. Their role in your story reaches its last page. And in the Ten of Swords, the sky behind the fallen figure is already turning gold with sunrise. The deck itself puts the dawn directly behind the ending. Their last page and your new morning share the same horizon. The ending and the beginning are the same event seen from two different lives and the star. And this is your vindication. Every instinct you had about this situation, every gut feeling that something behind the scenes was wrong, every moment you sensed a hidden hand and talked yourself out of it. The star confirms your intuition read everything correctly, and there is deep healing in this alone. Because being gaslit by a situation, sensing wrongness and being unable to prove it, makes a person doubt their own inner compass. The star hands the compass back. It worked the whole time. Trust it from now on. In every future situation, in every new person, in every room where something feels off, the compass has proven itself permanently, and the sun. And this is the clarity that follows the storm. Everything hidden becomes visible. Everything murky becomes plain. You get to see this entire situation in full daylight. And daylight, after everything you have been through, is going to feel like medicine. No more guessing. No more piecing together fragments. No more wondering which version of events is real. One version, the true one, in full light and the world. And this closes the spread on completion. This whole painful chapter, the silence, the confusion, the interference, the waiting, completes fully. And what opens next is built on truth instead of on someone's lies. Chapters built on truth have a different texture. They do not require monitoring. They do not collapse when examined. You are graduating from a chapter you had to survive into one you simply get to live. Okay. Message cards. Straight from the deck. First message card. I can't stop thinking about how I handled things. And this is the guilt speaking in its own words. Your guides are showing me this exact loop running in their mind, replaying moments, wincing at their own choices, rewriting conversations in their head the way people do when they know they got it wrong. And specific moments haunt them hardest. Moments where you showed grace and they answered it poorly. Your kindness in hindsight has become the sharpest edge of their guilt, cruelty they could have argued with. Grace left them no defense. Next message card. They found out something about the third person and it changed everything. And this card is significant. Part of what activated this guilt was a discovery. Something the third person said got back to them differently. A story stopped adding up. A mask slipped in front of the wrong audience. And this person suddenly saw the interference for what it actually was. And in that same moment, they saw you for what you actually were. Innocent of the story they had been sold. And the guilt doubled in that moment. Guilt for how they treated you, and guilt for having believed the seller. Both debts are driving the communication now, and debts of conscience only accept one currency, truth paid directly to you in full. Next message card. The apology comes with specifics, not a vague sorry, and your guides want you prepared for the quality of this apology. It names things, specific moments, specific failures, because guilt with details produces apologies with details. A vague sorry protects the apologizer. A specific one honors the person receiving it. Yours will be specific, and specificity is how you will know it is real. Anyone can perform regret in general terms. Only genuine reflection produces details. When they name the exact moments, you will know the guilt did its full work. Next message card. The third person tries one last move and it backfires completely. And your guides want you unsurprised when this happens. People who operate through manipulation do not retire quietly. There will be one more attempt, one more story, one more stirring of the pot. And this time it lands on ears that already know the truth. The last move becomes the final exhibit. They close the case against themselves, and you do not need to do anything when this happens. Do not correct it. Do not respond to it. The audience it lands on has already turned. Silence from you one more time lets the move speak entirely for itself. Your restraint finishes what it started. Next message card. You don't have to punish anyone. The universe kept its own receipts. And this one is for the part of you that has imagined confrontation. The speech you have written in your head. The moment of laying it all out. Your guides are gently taking that assignment off your plate. The universe kept its own receipts. Every one of them. The payment happens with or without your participation. Your hands get to stay clean. And clean hands matter in this story specifically. Because if you had retaliated, the third person would have used it. Your reaction would have become their evidence. Your restraint starved their narrative of the villain it needed. Your grace all this time was not weakness. It was strategy you did not even know you were running. Next message card. What they say about you when your name comes up now, and this has already changed. Your guides are showing me your name coming up in their world and their response being different than it was, softer, protective even. The rewriting of you that the third person accomplished is being unwritten in real time, in rooms you are not in. And there is a specific moment your guides are showing me. Someone repeats the old narrative about you, the third person's version, and this person corrects it out loud in front of others. The first public act of their repentance. And there will be more. Next message card. The timing feels sudden to you, but it has been building in them for a while, and your guides want you to have this context. When the communication arrives, it may feel like it came out of nowhere. It did not. This has been building in them through every quiet night the guilt kept them company. What looks sudden from the outside is usually slow from the inside. This was very slow from the inside. Months of it, in some cases. The guilt arriving in waves, the resistance to it, the slow surrender. By the time the message reaches you, it will be the most considered thing this person has ever sent. Next message card. Your peace is the position of power. Keep it. And your guides are direct about this. The strongest place you can stand while all of this unfolds is exactly where you already are, at peace, uninvolved in the collapse, unbothered in appearance, even on the days you are very bothered in private. Peace is not passivity here. Peace is the throne. And from that throne, everything arriving looks different. The apology arrives at a person who is whole. The karma unfolds in front of a person who does not need it to feel complete. That is the strongest possible position. Next message card. Other people saw more than you realized. Quiet witnesses are surfacing, and this card brings unexpected support. There were people watching this whole situation who said nothing at the time. People who saw the third person operate, who noticed the twisting of stories. And as the truth surfaces, these quiet witnesses begin to speak. Small confirmations from unexpected directions. You were seen more than you knew, and being seen, it turns out, was quietly protecting you this entire time. Next message card. The relief in you when it finally lands bigger than expected, and your guides are showing me the moment the communication actually arrives. You will expect to feel vindication, and vindication will be there, fully earned. But the bigger feeling, the one that genuinely surprises you, will be relief. A long exhale from a breath you did not realize you had been holding for this entire chapter. The body keeps score of unresolved things, and this one finally gets marked resolved. And the last message card, you receiving the apology on your own terms in your own time. And your guides ended here deliberately because this reading shows what is coming toward you. It does not dictate what you owe in return. You get to hear the apology and take your time with it. You get to ask your own questions. You get to decide what reconciliation looks like, and at what pace, and with what boundaries. The guilt is theirs to resolve. The terms are yours to set. Whatever you choose, reconciliation, distance, or something in between, this reading supports the version of you that chooses from clarity instead of from wounds. Okay. Before the final message, your guides want you holding 3 things practically. The first, let the communication come to you. The 8 of Wands showed it already in flight. Nothing about this requires you to open the door first. Your silence has been doing sacred work. Let it finish the job. Reaching out first, right now, would interrupt the exact pressure that is producing the apology. Guilt resolves through action. Let the action be theirs. Every day you hold steady, the message gets closer to sending the second. When the apology arrives, receive it without immediately absolving. There is a difference between hearing someone and instantly restoring everything to how it was. Let the apology breathe. Let the specifics land. Watch what they do in the days after the words. The words open the door. The follow-through decides what walks through it. And taking your time is not cruelty, it is honesty. A wound this size deserves an honest healing pace, and anyone whose regret is real will respect the pace. Impatience with your healing would itself be an answer. And the third, do not soften the karma out of kindness. Some of you have hearts so generous that when the third person's tower starts falling, you will feel the urge to catch some of the debris for them. Your guides are asking you not to. This payment is between them and the universe. Interrupting a lesson only means it has to be taught again. Compassion does not require you to stand between a person and the consequences they authored. You can wish them growth from a distance. Growth is what the consequences are for. Let the lesson reach its student. And I want to speak to one more thing before the final message. The reason this is reaching you now. Your guides are clear about it. You needed to know the communication is coming so that it does not knock you off balance when it arrives. And you needed to know the karma is handled so you can finally put down the invisible case file you have been carrying. The one where you kept the evidence. The one you reviewed at night. You can set it down. The court is already in session without you, and carrying that case file was heavier than you admitted. Rehearsing the evidence, keeping the timeline straight, holding the whole record alone. You are formally relieved of the duty. The record keeps itself now. Your shoulders were never meant to be the archive. And I want to speak to the quiet voice one last time before we close. The one that has listened to this entire reading and whispered that apologies like this never actually come, that karma never actually lands, that people like the third person always get away with it. Your guides understand where that voice came from. You have watched unfairness go unanswered before. But this reading is not asking you to trust blindly. It is reporting what is already in motion. The guilt already exists. The discovery already happened. The drafts already sit in their phone. You are not being asked to believe in a future. You are being told about a present. Okay, final message from your guides. Just one. Stay in your peace. The truth is doing all the work now. Stay in your peace. That is the instruction. The truth is doing all the work now. The guilt is working on them. The karma is working on the other one. The communication is already in flight. There is nothing left for you to push, prove, or perform. The Eight of Wands is moving. Justice is weighing. The Tower is leaning. Your only task is to be at peace when it all arrives. Sleep well while they lose sleep. Rest, truly rest while the scales work. Live your life while the Tower leans. Everything owed to you is already being collected. Okay, to bring this home, this person is ready to communicate. Guilt has got them, and someone else is about to pay. The Oracle card confirmed their silence broke from the inside. The guilt did what absence alone could not. The Eight of Wands showed the communication already in flight, fully formed, only the sending left. The Ace of Swords showed it arriving as plain, direct truth, no games, no vagueness. The Five of Cups showed them standing over what they spilled, finally turning to see the two cups still standing. The Seven of Swords revealed the third person, the one who fed the distance, twisted words, and kept you apart because it served them. Justice showed the scales actively balancing, every hidden move weighed. The Tower showed the payment, their structure of lies coming down and nothing of yours falling with it. The Three of Swords honored the real pain this cost you. The Knight of Cups showed how they arrived, gentle, open, carrying an offering. The Two of Cups showed the clean table possible after the interference clears. Judgment showed the double reckoning, awakening for them, accountability for the other. The Six of Cups showed the memories, pushing them through the door, guilt opened. The Queen of Swords showed you, warm but clear-eyed, never again naive. The Ten of Swords showed the interference ending completely, no sequel. The Star confirmed your intuition read everything correctly. The Sun showed the daylight coming, and the world closed the spread on this entire chapter, completing. The message cards showed the guilt loop running in their mind. The discovery about the third person that changed everything. The apology coming with specifics, not a vague sorry. The third person's last move backfiring completely. The universe keeping its own receipts so your hands stay clean. Your name already being defended in rooms you are not in. The suddenness that was actually slow from the inside. Your peace as the position of power. And you receiving the apology on your own terms, in your own time. One message: stay in your peace. The truth is doing all the work now. Claim this, loves. Drop a comment and say karma is working for me and I stay in my peace. Because the cards stand behind every word of it. Save this. Come back when the message arrives and tell me everything. If this resonated, please give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment and tell me what hit hardest. And if you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Take care of yourself. Bye, loves.